not according to Christ. For in Christ, or in Him, dwells all the fullness of the Godhead bodily. You know, that's a hard thing to comprehend right there. That's a hard thing to understand. In Christ. Now I want you to look at this. Christ in you, the hope of glory. I have to have that hope. Christ in me, the hope of glory. But Christ said, if I be in you, and you in me, then I'm in the Father. So, when I'm in Christ, the Word tells me that in Him is no sin. In Him is no sin. So, if I want to walk blameless before God, I have to be in Christ. You see, tradition of men will tell you you can't. You can't walk like that. You can't walk. You can't walk in completeness or perfection today. But if I'm in Christ and Christ in me, then I can walk in His perfection today. I can walk in His completeness today. I can walk in His presence today. And in Him is no sin. I want to give you an example real quick. I've often heard this. Growing up in ministry, when the high priest would go into the most holy place to offer up the sin, offer up the sacrifice for the sin of the nation, of the people of Israel, that if he even thought a bad thought during that time, or anything come into his mind, he would be struck dead because of the presence of God. I've heard that all my life. But do you understand there was never a high priest that was struck dead in the holy place, in the most holy place, in the Word? Why is that? Because before he could go into there had to be a sacrifice that was offered up for him. And if it was accepted, then he could do whatever work he had to do, regardless of him. It was about the sacrifice. Somebody needs to hear this morning. You see, it was about the sacrifice. Do you understand? Do you understand that there's more to the gospel of Jesus Christ than what meets the eye? In other words, was the sacrifice accepted? I hear our great leaders in philosophy and in the prophetic of the later days and that we're living in, and how they're going to rebuild the temple, and how Israel is going to take the ashes of the red heifer, and they're going to once again offer up sacrifice unto God. And I hear about that, and how all of this is going to take place and all. And let me tell you something, God is not going to allow that. How naive can you be? Why would you listen to tradition like that? Why would you do that? His Son offered what is the only sacrifice. There'll never be another sacrifice accepted by God. Not for Israel or not for us. They can offer all they want to, but that'll be an abomination. That's saying the blood of His dear Son was not enough. Now the church can preach that this is what goes on, this is what's going to go on, if they want to. But God will not allow that. He'll not allow it. Why is that? Just as I said. They will come just as we come, or they won't come at all. I'm sorry. I don't care how many theologians that you have there. But the Word says, when we start understanding the Word, you see, philosophy brings deceit. Tradition of men brings deceit unto you. It'll stop your eyes from being open. This is what Paul was talking about. I know I'm keeping this a long time, but you need to see this. We're not going to have service tonight anyway, so don't worry about that. For in Christ, or in Him, dwells all the fullness of the Godhead bodily. Do you understand that if I'm in Christ, I'm in God? If I'm in Christ, I'm in the blessed Holy Spirit? That He is with me just the same as Christ is with me, because He is, when I'm in Him, the Trinity is there. When I'm in Christ, the Trinity is there. You read it. For in Christ dwells all the fullness of the Godhead bodily. All the fullness. Now I want you to understand something, to look at the fullness of Christ. If we look at the fullness of Christ, what was Christ before He come here? The Son of God. The Word said He was the Word. Now the Word created. So in Christ, there's creation. See, that's one thing about a man. You can't get by. We're always trying to create something. We're always trying to. I called Jim Potter and Mary Potter one day and asked them to go to dinner with us. I didn't know where they were at, but Jim was up in Athens. Him and her was up in Athens. And Jim was at this tractor junkyard out there. Mary says, Mary's words to me was, I don't know whether we'll get to or not. Jim's trying to raise the dead. He is out there trying to raise the dead out of that tractor junkyard. This is a part of man. God made us in His own image as creators. You see, we're not the creator, but we try to create. That's the reason we can't help it. It's just a part of us. You give us a block of wood, we won't build something out of that. We want to make something, or steel, or anything. We want to make something better. We try to create something out of nothing. And that's God. You see, that's what God is. Takes nothing and just creates it. He lives within us. When we're in Christ, that creation is there. That creation ability. You see, not only that, but the Spirit of God tries to bring understanding to everything. Even that seems to have no understanding. I see this. We'll go out here and try to do something that nobody else can see but you. Nobody else can see it. They'll look on the physical and say, my goodness, there's no way possible. But you've already seen what can be. And you step out in faith. See, this is the part of the Spirit. This is the part of the Godhead that is in fullness. The fullness of the Godhead.